What is up, fellas? How we doing, boys? Week 9 of the NFL season is 30 minutes away. Make sure you got all your lineups in. I've got all my lineups in. We can talk through, my thoughts on this Week 9 slate. Playing 150 lineups on Yahoo like I do every week. In their big, 200K overlay tournament. I play 150 lineups in that every week. So we can talk through my exposures for that, and we can talk through my main lineup on Draftkings on Yahoo as well. But I appreciate you guys being here, man. Be sure to like the stream. We're going to answer some questions. We'll go pretty much up until lock. 12:55, 1 Eastern. We'll probably end the stream around there. But if you have questions about today's slate, you can throw those in chat. Season long, lineup questions, whatever it may be. I see my man Victor. I'm not sure if you're in here, Victor, but thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate the additional support. Raiders wide receivers deserve mention. Yeah, I mean, Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller, I think, is the guy I really want exposure to from the Raiders. But Hunter Renfrow's in my player pool. Bryan Edwards is in my player pool. I don't have a ton of lineups with them, and I think that's just mainly because I'm not really stacking up the Raiders. But I do have a lot of Darren Waller, just because I think Darren Waller, any slate Darren Waller's on, he's going to be a top tight end option. I have more exposure to Travis Kelce, but Darren Waller is my second highest owned tight end in my 150 lineups. Do not play Tua. Do not play Tua. Tua is out. They're starting Jacoby Brissett. Tua is going to be the backup, but yeah, don't play Tua. What y'all think about Matt Ryan stacks? Dude, I've been on Matt Ryan like every week lately, and it just never goes well. Like I was very heavy on Matt Ryan, Cordell Patterson, Kyle Pitts. Like I was very heavy on those guys last week, and they let me down. Matt Ryan's in my player pool again, but he's only in one lineup. I have one lineup with Matt Ryan in my 150 lineups, and it's a Matt Ryan, Kyle Pitts stack, run back with Alvin Kamara. So I'm really trying to pay up at quarterback this week. Like I cap my exposure at quarterback to 20%. Like I never want to play like a ton. I don't want to go super heavy on one quarterback just because quarterback scoring for the most part, it's normally pretty condensed. Guys normally score around the same amount. So I have 20% Josh Allen, 20% Lamar Jackson, 20% Patrick Mahomes, and then I have Jalen Hurts 11%, Justin Herbert 9%, Dak Prescott 9%. But for the most part, I'm really focusing on the top QBs this week: Allen, Lamar, Mahomes. I have my quarterback exposure capped at 20, and I got all those guys at 20%. Favorite stacks today? For my stacks, my highest owned like 3-man stacks. So quarterback with 2 pass catchers. I have a lot of Chiefs. So, Patrick Mahomes with Tyreek Hill with Travis Kelce. Patrick Mahomes with Tyreek Hill, McCole Hardman. So I have a lot of 3-man Chiefs stacks, a lot of 3-man Bills stacks, a lot of 3-man Chargers stacks, and then 2-player stacks, Chiefs, Ravens. So I have a lot of, Lamar, Hollywood Brown, Lamar, Mark Andrews, Bills, Cowboys. But Chiefs are the team I'm really high on today. Like, anytime the Chiefs are on the slate, like, they're going to be one of my top stacks. They're a team that has so much upside. And I know the Chiefs have not been great this year, but, like, Patrick Mahomes can throw for 5 touchdowns any week. And I feel like a lot of the Chiefs, maybe not Tyreek Hill, but a lot of the Chiefs today are going to be under-owned. I'm still very high on the Chiefs. Have a bad feeling about playing Tyrod Taylor. I think Tyrod Taylor is a good value. He didn't make my player pool. This is Yahoo, though. Yahoo and DraftKings, their pricing's a little bit different. But if I was playing like 150 lineups on DraftKings, I would definitely have exposure to Tyrod Taylor. It's hard to, in tournaments, it's hard to find good stacking option with Tyrod Taylor outside of, Brandon Cooks. Is Hurts a good option? His running backs from last week scare me. I think Jalen Hurts is definitely a good option. You don't want to look at last week, man. Last week was just super fluky. I mean, like, literally, the Eagles scored like 40 points, and it was just all the running backs scored. Like, that's not going to happen every week. That probably won't happen again the rest of the season. Normally, if the Eagles score 40 points in a game, Jalen Hurts is going to put up a really big game. That was just a super fluky performance from the running backs last week. Miami-Houston game stack. I mean, I could see it, I guess. I do like Jalen Waddle a lot today. I don't know if I'm going to be stacking that game, though. I do have a good amount of exposure to Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle, I think, is in like around 20% of my Yahoo lineups. Yeah. So I do like Jalen Waddle quite a bit. And he's in my main DraftKings lineup right now. I was debating swapping off of Jalen Waddle whenever Tua was announced as not starting, but I think I'm just going to stick with him. Will you go live today for NBA? Probably not, Mario, probably not. Normally I don't go live for NBA, and especially during NFL season. Like, I'm so focused on NFL, sweating my NFL lineups that I still will play NBA, but I'm not going to go live, I don't think. At least not till NFL's over with. I'll say that. Taylor 5K, Love 4.4K. I think those are two good value quarterbacks for sure. What's up, Odufa? Eckler or Dalvin? I think Austin Eckler will be higher owned. I think both guys have a pretty similar ceiling. I prefer Dalvin though. I think most people would say Eckler, but I prefer Dalvin. Let me see on Yahoo who do I have. So on Yahoo I have 23% Dalvin Cook. I have 12% Austin Eckler. So if you want to follow based on what I'm doing with my 150 lineups, I would say Dalvin as well. 2 questions. Waddle for cash, also best choice for 6.7K flex. I think Waddle's cash viable. I mean, Amari Cooper is probably the better cash play. Amari Cooper projects better. He's going to be higher owned. He's probably the guy you just want to play in cash. But I do like Jalen Waddle a lot in tournaments. You could play Waddle in cash, though. I think it's fine. And then best choice for 6.7K, I would probably say, Keenan Allen. He was about to be my pick there. Yeah, definitely Keenan Allen I would take. Probably Keenan Allen or Nick Chubb, but I think I'd go Keenan Allen. Sanders got 0 last week. Should I go back to him? I have Emmanuel Sanders in my player pool, yeah. And I'm playing 20% Josh Allen, so I have 23% Steph Diggs. I have 8% Emmanuel Sanders. I have 8% Cole Beasley. So, I'm going to be stacking the Bills again. I stack the Bills almost every week just because they're another team that has just so much upside. I do worry a bit, though, if, can Jacksonville keep the game close to where Josh Allen can really, put up a ceiling game. That's definitely a worry of mine. Got any exposure to Love on Yahoo today? Jordan Love did not make my Yahoo player pool. He's definitely in play because he's minimum salary. He's $20, which is the minimum for quarterback on Yahoo. I think he's for sure in play. But out of my 150 lineups, like I said, I'm really trying to pay up at quarterback today. So Josh Allen, Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Herbert, Prescott, that's where all my quarterback exposure is going. And then I have a little bit of Daniel Jones. I have a little bit of Joe Burrow, a little bit of Teddy Bridgewater, and one lineup with Matt Ryan. Weekend's good. Happy Sunday, y'all. Hey, man. Robert, my man. Happy Sunday, buddy. Happy Sunday. Any love for Carlos Hyde? I think Carlos Hyde's in play now, with James Robinson out. Carlos Hyde is in my player pool. I got him in not many lineups, only 6%, but he's definitely in play. I think the Jaguars are probably going to run a committee at running back, but I do expect Carlos Hyde to at least be the feature back, to be the lead guy. I would assume he gets the goal line work too. And last week they used him a lot in the passing game. So that's obviously a concern because the Jaguars are most likely going to be playing from behind. Is Carlos Hyde going to be involved if they're playing from behind? Well, based on what they did last week, giving him 8 targets, good possibility he sees some pass game usage too. So he's for sure in play, yeah. My account got restricted permanently on DraftKings. They won't delete my account. It's permanently locked. What other sites do you suggest? I'm super frustrated. Well, Dylan, if you were restricted permanently on DraftKings, I would recommend contact support and see why you were permanent or why you were banned from DraftKings. But you could go play on FanDuel, you go play on Yahoo, you get on PrizePicks, man. Use promo code Noah, sign up for PrizePicks. You can check out what PrizePicks has. But I would say contact DK support, figure out why you're banned. Zeke or Eckler today for flex. That's really close, Rich. I would probably take Eckler, but those two guys project very closely. You think we should prioritize the top running backs with some value at receiver? Most of the value that I like this week is at receiver, so yeah, I'm trying to pay up at running back if possible. There's just not a lot of cheap running backs I love. The cheapest running back that I think I have exposure to, or that I would have exposure to if I was playing 150 lineups on DraftKings would be probably Chase Edmonds. I think Arizona will go a little bit run heavy today. Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins doesn't seem like they're going to play. So we could see a little bit more opportunity for James Conner and Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds has upside. He gets pass game usage. He's in play for cheap. Carlos Hyde's in play for cheap, but there's just no standout value running backs today. But there is some value I like at receiver. Rondale Moore, Christian Kirk, Kadarius Toney. There's so many cheap guys that are in play. Rashad Bateman, McCole Hardman I still have interest in. So there's definitely a value receiver. Is there any better min-price receiver than Zay Jones? Oh, God. I don't think there's any min-price receivers I have much interest in at all. Man, I don't even know. I guess just play Zay Jones, but God, I don't think there's any min-price. Let me look at the projections, see if there's any min-price receivers that are projecting well. Let's see. So if DeAndre Hopkins is out, Antoine Wesley projects for 5.8 DK points. I mean, I guess that's fine. Zay Jones has a 6.4 DK point projection. So he's, out of all the 3K receivers, Zay Jones projects the highest, but it's only 6 DK points. So, I mean, I guess he's your best option. You could go with Antoine Wesley, though, if D-Hop gets ruled out, and it seems like D-Hop is going to be out. Or Andy Isabella, too. Both those guys are 3K. Is McCaffrey playing? Yeah, CMC's expected to play, but he's going to be on a limit is what they said. I think they said they're going to limit him to like 30 to 40 snaps, which is probably, that's around like, I would say I think most weeks CMC usually plays like 55, 60 snaps. So he's probably going to see a snap share decrease by like 20, 30% from what it normally would be. I think if you have Christian McCaffrey on your season-long team, you're going to start him. But for DFS, I think it's tough to pay up for CMC today. I don't expect him to get a full workload. He's not in my player pool. I didn't play him in any lineups today. Waddle or Boyd? Give me Jalen Waddle. Dak will go off today. I'm stacking Dallas. I think Dak's definitely in play. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Amari Cooper's going to be really popular on Draftkings, but I don't think CeeDee Lamb gets a ton of ownership. That's definitely a good leverage stack you could do. You prefer a 2-man Chief stack or a 3-man Chief stack? I mean, Nicholas, it doesn't matter, honestly. The Chiefs are a team that, normally when they hit in a big way. So when the Chiefs are the winning stack, it's usually because Patrick Mahomes throws for like 4 or 5 touchdowns. And if he does that, you're probably going to want, 2 of his pass catchers. The Chiefs are always a team that I do 3-man stacks with. They're such an easy team to stack up 3 ways. You can do Mahomes with Hill and Kelsey, Mahomes with Hill and Hardman, Mahomes with Hardman and Kelsey. You can just do a lot of ways, so I guess 3-man stacks will be the best. Thoughts on playing Gaskin? I think Myles Gaskin's definitely in play. With Malcolm Brown out, like, he should be the feature back. I don't think they really have anyone behind Gaskin they're going to give a ton of opportunity to. Like, I don't think Salvin Ahmed or whatever his name is, I don't think he's going to get a ton of touches. Like, they have Duke Johnson now, but he's on the practice squad still. Like, I don't think he's going to be active. Patrick Laird, like, he's barely been involved this season. So I think Myles Gaskin will be pretty much like a feature back today. He's priced correctly, though, I think, on DraftKings, but definitely in play for me, and he's in my player pool. Any love for Patterson and Adrian Peterson? Well, Adrian Peterson's on the night. Like, he plays Sunday night, so I haven't looked at Adrian Peterson. But Cordell Patterson, yeah, I think Cordell Patterson's in play for sure. Just without Calvin Ridley, they're really going to use Cordell Patterson a lot as a receiver. Great call on Schroeder and Maxey overs last night. Yeah, Maxey was an easy over, especially whenever Danny Green got ruled out. Like, they had Maxey projected for like 24 fantasy points on Prize Picks, and he went way over that. He played like almost the entire game. And I know Schroeder, it was scary for Schroeder there, but he got there late. Defense for me, like, it's just a total guessing game. I usually always pay down at defense. The Chiefs are going to be like the chalk pay down option. So in tournaments, I would not play the Chiefs defense. I like the Panthers defense at home against Mac Jones. The Panthers defense has been good this year. They can get pressure on the quarterback. They're playing at home, 2,600. That's my favorite cheap defense. But, like, God, when it comes to defense, man, really just play whatever fits. It's a total guessing game every week on which defense is going to do well. You think 49ers defense is a good play with Kyler and Hopkins potentially out? Yeah, assuming Kyler is going to be out, which seems likely, you can definitely play the 49ers defense for sure. Boston Scott worth a look today? I'm not going to the Eagles running backs. I know they had good games last week. Like, Jordan Howard scored twice. Boston Scott but I'm not playing the Eagles running backs. I was pretty high on Kenneth Gainwell last week, and obviously Kenneth Gainwell was just a total bust. I don't know why, but I have a feeling like Kenneth Gainwell is going to smash today and just troll everybody. But I'm not playing Kenneth Gainwell. I'm not playing any of the Eagles running backs. Chase, Jefferson, or Diggs? Give me Steph Diggs. Cooper or Chase? I mean, give me Jamar Chase there, straight up. A.J. Dillon consideration? Probably not for me. I don't really play like backup running backs in my tournament lineups. I think A.J. Dillon's just a guy you kind of play like in Showdown or like a 2-game slate. Like, I don't think he's someone you're going to play on a 12-game main slate. How'd you rank Dalvin Cook, Eckler, Aaron Jones, and Zeke? Aaron Jones, I'm really high on. I think I'm going to take a big stand on Aaron Jones and be way overweight. Like, he's projected for 3% ownership on Yahoo, and I have him in 34% of my Yahoo lineups. He's my second highest owned running back. I'm very high on Aaron Jones. I think they're just going to give Aaron Jones the ball 25 times a day. And the Chiefs have shown like they can't stop anyone. So Aaron Jones, my favorite running back today. And then I'd probably go Dalvin, Eckler, Zeke. So Aaron Jones, 1, Dalvin, Eckler, Zeke. But in terms of projection, if you want to just look at the projections, I think the projections would side with, let me see. It would probably be Eckler, Dalvin, Zeke, Aaron Jones, but let me see. So that the projections would say Eckler, Dalvin, or actually the projections I use would say Zeke number 1, then Eckler, then Dalvin, then Aaron Jones. So if you want to trust the projections, go that way. If you want to give my thoughts, you can follow me. How about Peoples-Jones 4.4K with no OBJ? Yeah, DPJ is not in my player pool. I'm not really that high on the Browns passing game. I mean, the Browns passing game, man, they have shown no upside this year. Baker Mayfield's shown no upside. Like, I could see Jarvis Landry having a good game, and Jarvis Landry's in my player pool, but I don't have any other Browns outside of... The only Browns in my player pool are Nick Chubb and Jarvis Landry. So, I'm not going to Baker Mayfield. I'm not going to DPJ or Rashad Higgins. Cooper, Sanders, or Waddle. I mean, Amari Cooper's the optimal play there. He's going to be the highest owned. He projects the best. For tournaments, I would go with Jalen Waddle. Gaskin and Waddle in a big GPP tournament on DraftKings, yes or no? I think it's fine to play those guys together. Normally, I don't like playing running backs and receivers from the same team in a tournament, just because you're kind of capping your upside a little bit. But there is definitely scenarios where both Gaskin and Waddle have really good games. So I think it's fine, Dave. Zach Moss, Edmonds, or Sutton, pick 2. Give me Edmonds and Sutton. So my count's been suspicious. Makes no sense. Dang, Dylan. I don't know what to tell you then, Dylan. I don't work for DraftKings, so I can't really help you there. You playing Albert O? Yeah, Albert O, I mean, he's the best value play at tight end. Like, Albert O's going to probably be way too popular. Like, in tournaments, he's probably a pretty good fade. But, like, in cash games, he opens up so much if you played Albert O. Like, he's 2,600. And we don't have a ton of great value today, so... Yeah, I think Albert O is kind of like a staple in cash games. In tournaments, he's probably a good fade, I'll be honest. But in my main DraftKings lineup, he's in there. Have you ever had the McRib from McDonald's? I have not had the McRib. I couldn't imagine eating the McRib. Like, I think even if I tried it, I wouldn't like it. It just doesn't even look that good. Cordell Patterson on Yahoo. Cordell Patterson's definitely in play for me. He's in my player pool. Let me see how many lineups I have with Cordell Patterson. I have Cordell Patterson in 11% of my 150 lineups. So, I mean, I think he's definitely in play. He's going to get probably 8-10 carries. They're going to use him a lot as a receiver, too. The matchup against the Saints may not be ideal, but the opportunity should be there for Cordell Patterson, where he's definitely in play for me. Tony or DJ Moore? Straight up there, I would take DJ Moore. What do you think about this cash lineup? Love, Eckler, Aaron Jones, Hill, Cooper, Waddle, Cook, Booker, 49ers defense. If that's DraftKings max, I think you probably just want to play Albert O in cash, because I think he's just the best like point per dollar play. So maybe you go Albert O instead of Cook, and then maybe you could upgrade somewhere else. But that's pretty solid. Now, you know, Jordan Love in cash, I don't know if I'd be doing that, but I think it's fine. The rest of those guys, like, yeah, Eckler, Aaron Jones, Hill, Cooper, Waddle, yeah, I think those guys are all cash viable. Amari Cooper or Marvin Jones? Give me Amari Cooper. Aaron Jones or Zeke? The projections say Zeke. I personally prefer Aaron Jones. So if you want to side with me, I prefer Aaron Jones. If you want to side with the projections, they say Zeke. Pay up for Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen's a good play every slate. He's one of my highest owned quarterbacks. I'm really trying to pay up at quarterback this week. I don't like a ton of cheap options, at least, you know, for Yahoo's sake. So yeah, Josh Allen, Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, that's where a lot of my quarterback exposure is going this week. And in my main DraftKings lineup, I'm paying up at quarterback. Bateman, Ayuk, or Rondale Moore? Give me Rondale Moore. I really like Rondale Moore and Christian Kirk today, you know, assuming D-Hop's out. And I don't know if those guys get like a ton of ownership. I think people are going to be scared to play the Cardinals receivers because, you know, with Colt McCoy at quarterback, you know, their upside might be a little bit limited. But when Colt McCoy throws the ball, he's going to throw to Rondale. He's going to throw to Christian Kirk. Like, he doesn't have anyone else to throw to. So I definitely like the Cardinals receivers. I would take Rondale Moore there. Renfro or Brandon Cooks? Give me Brandon Cooks. Conklin, Schultz, or Cook? Dalton Schultz for me. Dalton Schultz, especially with Jarwin out now, I think Dalton Schultz is a pretty good tight end option. Pizza or spaghetti with meatballs? Pizza for sure. I don't like meatballs, man. I love spaghetti, but I don't like spaghetti with meatballs. I don't know. I'd rather just have spaghetti plain rather than have meatballs in it. What do you think of Tyrod Taylor, Brandon Cooks, Jamar Chase, Amari Cooper, also Eckler, Dalvin Cook, Sweeney, Goddard, Texans D? I mean, double tight end. I don't know if this is a week I want to be playing 2 tight ends, but I guess the rest is okay. Like Sweeney, Goddard, I mean, I don't think I'd be going that route. Thoughts on this free entry tournament? Yahoo lineup: Lamar, Eckler, Jones, Waddle, Myers, Diggs, Kittle, Rondale Moore, 49ers. Lamar, Eckler, Jones, Waddle, Myers. A Kittle, I wouldn't be on Dylan. They said they're going to limit Kittle. Like I think they said that he's only going to play like half the game, if I remember correctly. Pretty sure we got a report that Kittle is expected to play like half the game. So, yeah, he's expected to play roughly half the snaps. So, yeah, I'm not on Kittle. Like, Kittle's not in my player pool. He's probably going to be limited pretty heavily. You like Devontae Smith, $12 on Yahoo? Yeah, Devontae Smith, I think, is definitely in play on Yahoo. He's really, really cheap there. I have a lot of my my Charger stacks are run back with Devontae Smith. So, and Devontae Smith is in, let me see. Where's he at? He's in 25% of my Yahoo lineups. He's my second highest owned receiver on Yahoo. And I think that's just mainly because, I have so much exposure to the Chargers too. Like Keenan Allen, I have in 21%. Mike Evans, I have 14%. Justin Herbert, I have 9%. All those Chargers lineups are, for the most part, run back with, Devontae Smith. If I play Alberto, I can switch out Cooper for Diggs. How you feel about that? I think that's fine, Max. I mean, Cooper's a really good cash play on DraftKings. He projects really well. Like, I feel like I'd want to be playing Cooper in cash, but Diggs is a good play too, so you could definitely do that. Waller and Devontae Smith or Jacoby Myers and Kittle? Waller and Devontae Smith for sure. Good luck, Noah. Hope my Chiefs smash for you today. Hey, good luck, T-Bone. I hope the Chiefs do well too, man. I would say that if the final score to the Chiefs-Packers game is 7-10, I'm probably not going to cash today. But if we get a shootout in the Packers-Chiefs game, I should be in pretty good shape because I have a lot of exposure to that game, especially on the Chiefs side. And my main lineup on DraftKings is a Chiefs stack run back with Aaron Jones. Hydra Jasecki for flex. I would probably take Carlos Hyde, I think. Lamb or Cooper? I mean, Cooper for the salary is like the better play on DraftKings because he's so much cheaper. But just straight up, I would take CeeDee Lamb. But I mean, CeeDee Lamb is $7,200. Amari Cooper is $5,700. So there's definitely a big price difference there. Favorite flex play, $16. Let me see. $16 on Yahoo. My favorite play is probably Kadarius Toney, I would think. Either Kadarius Toney or Devontae Booker or Darrell Williams. Yeah, so it's one of those 3 guys. Usually running backs are a little bit safer than receivers just because of the touches running backs are going to get. Like Devontae Booker's been really inefficient, but he's just been getting a ton of opportunity. And he's still cheap on Yahoo, so I would probably take like Devontae Booker there. Either Devontae Booker or Darrell Williams, I would take there. Yeah, Alberto is a good value. Alberto is going to be really popular, so that's probably a guy you can fade in tournaments. But like for cash games, Alberto is probably the tight end you should be playing in cash games on DraftKings at least. Keenan Allen. I mean, Keenan Allen's in play every week, and I have 21% Keenan Allen. So yeah, I definitely like Keenan Allen. I don't think Keenan Allen's like a standout play this week, but he's obviously a good play. Keenan Allen's in play every week for me. Dalton Schultz, cash lock. I wouldn't say he's a cash lock, no. If there's any tight end you should be playing in cash on DraftKings, it's Alberto because of the price. Yeah, Tony's in play for me too. We did get word that, the Kenny Galladay is going to play, so that makes things a little bit muddy. They got Kenny Galladay, they got Darius Slayton still, but I do expect Tony to still get a lot of opportunity with Sterling Shepard out. And Tony has shown a lot of upside this year. So, yeah, Tony's definitely a good option. Emmanuel Sanders or Waddle? Give me Jalen Waddle. Judy or Sutton? That's really close. I think Judy will be lower owned, so I would probably just take Judy. But both those Broncos receivers I do have interest in today. And I think they make for really good options in your Dak stacks or your Cowboy stacks. Run it back with one of those guys. All right, guys, we're about 3 minutes till lock. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream here, boys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I wish you the best of luck today, man. Hopefully, if I don't take down a tournament, win some big money today, hopefully it's one of you guys that do. All right, good luck, fellas. Wish you the best of luck, and thanks for tuning into the stream, man. Appreciate you guys. Good luck, fellas.